Okay, Facebook just jammed. It's like we have 1 minute out. Let me just see what's going on here. Sorry, guys, I'm here by myself. Try it again. See what's happening. Otherwise, we're not doing Facebook again. Okay, Facebook is just being a mess. Okay, well, that's life. Sorry about Facebook because it's now gonna tell me it failed again. All right, last time, 3 times lucky or 3 times failed. 3 strikes. Okay, excuse me for getting all up in your business here. All right, last time I'm pushing the button. Okay, Lord. It's been a week. It's been a week and a half. So yeah, Facebook's out of the game. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. And as always, I appreciate your showing up and your support on the channel. I know that many of you have been asking update with my mom. She's still in the hospital. She's doing much better. So they've got the infections under control. I know that the occupational therapist has been working with her, getting her up and walking. I think that they just tried her today on getting herself dressed. So they've been checking out her level of independence. She may, fingers crossed for her, get out of the hospital tomorrow. So so hopefully, if not tomorrow, then Friday, because otherwise then I think she has to wait through the weekend. I don't think they do a lot of discharges on the weekend because they don't have the same rotation of physicians. So hopefully tomorrow or Friday, and we're just working through care. So, you know, with my 2 sisters, and my brother lives in the States, so a little bit awkward for him, but we'll try and arrange sleepovers for the first week or so, just to make sure that she's got somebody there, and for us to be able to determine her level of strength and capability. She's got stairs in her house, so that's always the problem. And then we'll look into other community resources and other people that could be popping in, arranging maybe for food, so that she's minimizing the cooking that she does, because she does all that for herself, and cleaning and all that kind of stuff. So we've got a bit of a way to go. I know that many of you with aging parents have been facing some of the same issues and dilemmas. Her preference would be to continue to live in her home as long as possible. It's amazing that she's still there for this length of time. She's going to be 96 in July. But she's pretty independent cookie, and she's still crafting away, and she does her own cooking and cleaning and all that kind of good stuff. So we're looking at whatever help we can pull in to be able to take some of that load off of her, some of the load off of us too. So, you know, always a challenge to be maintaining your own household and then whipping over to somebody else's house all the time to do that. And it would be nice to just be there visiting with her, as opposed to booting around taking care of business. But you do what you got to do, right? So anybody that's been through this, you know, you know the challenges with it, and really not complaining, because we still have her with us. So we still have time left, and not everybody was gifted with as much time as we have. So no complaints that way. Thank you for understanding about cutting back a little bit on YouTube right now. So I kind of dumped the Wednesday morning video. Just, I'm having a hard time finding time to film too. So it is what it is. And, you know, I apologize for maybe some of them being a little bit more simplistic or not as involved, but I'm just trying to carry on with as much as I can while spending as much time up until now at the hospital, and then it'll be at my mom's house rather than here, trying to help her get settled and create some new routines and new resources and stuff. So we're not out of the woods. We've got to get all those systems in place, but getting her out of the hospital, I think, is a huge step forward. So if we can make that happen, that would be awesome. Monday's video was doing a little sewing, which is always a little intimidating for me, but I think I hung in and I think it did okay. So I did some really kind of funky, rustic sort of bunny shelf sitter heads. I would show you, but my grandson was, my 4-year-old grandson was in the shop today. First time he's really been in the shop that he would know, because there's a lot of breakables in here and he and breakable things aren't a good pairing, but he was in today and he took the bunnies home. So one for him, one for his sister. So sorry, check them out on YouTube. They were pretty cute. And I think there's a lot that you could do with them in terms of embellishments to really give them their own kind of look and own personality. Friday's video is a child-friendly video. So it's one that I deliberately set up that you can use to craft with your kids. I wanted to give you enough time to be able to have the opportunity to do this with them. It would also, for those of you that work with seniors, it would also be a great one with seniors as well. So it works both ends, and I think the results turn out pretty darn cute. And again, you can kind of embellish as you will, as little or as much as you want. I kept them pretty simple, keeping kids in mind, but you could go to town with these as well. You'll know what I mean when you see it on Friday morning, but check that out. Okay, let's get to some of the new stuff. Last week on Friday, I think, the video was showing kind of a thrift flip of a bunch of some metal makeovers. And this was one of them. This was making over these cast iron scrolls. And you can see the shimmer that we played with some mica powders. So this pairing is now up on the website. Know that they are heavy because they are cast iron. Somebody had asked me how you would attach them, and there's actually a nail hole here and here. So you would use them kind of maybe on a wall, above a door, on a big armoire, scrolling, sideways. You could use them this way. You could use them upright, one way or the other. So there's a lot of flexibility with how you would use these. They could go outside just as easily as inside. So again, your call. So they're $35 for the pair of these, which really, these are kind of a bit of a rare find. So $35 for the two of them is a bit of a deal, which is awesome for you guys. But just know that there's some weight. There's some weight and some heft to them. So keeping that in mind when it comes to shipping. We also did this little hook. So we've got it painted in a soft pink from Fusion, and it's got the ceramic knobs and the black cast iron, and then it's got like the ceramic numbers up above as well. And this, I gotta flip to glasses now, is $14. And another project piece that we did in that video was we made over these tin wall hooks. So there's 3 different styles. I'm selling them in a set of 2. So I've got them elastic together. So when you would go to buy these, just make sure that you are selecting, if you're not buying all 6, make sure you're selecting the pattern shape that you like. They're all finished in the black, silver, copper, but there's 3 different patterns. So it's $6 for the set of 2. And there's 3 different styles in the sets of 2, which, considering that they had price tags of $14 each on them, that's not bad. Okay, so we've got a number of new things. I did add a bunch of Easter stuff into the seasonal category, but I do have some Easter things that are brand new to the site that we'll go through together. Well, here, we'll just start with these ones right away. So I have 3 different mugs, these Meritage bunny mugs. So they've got a speckled finish, so kind of that cream on the outside with little bunny heads, and a color on the inside with a little bunny head down on the base. So each are $8, and you can choose between yellow, green, and soft pink. So in those nice, lovely kind of soft Easter pastels. So $8 for each of those. And just, again, there'll be a drop down. Make sure that you just select the color that you would like, right? So super cute, nice, big, kind of oversized, kind of rounded base mug. And they are all the finish is kind of lightly speckled. I don't know if you guys can. I was gonna show it to Facebook, but Facebook is just dead, so that wouldn't do any good. I don't know if you guys can see. I think you can see all the speckles all over them as well, which kind of fits with those speckled egg kind of look. Now, I have had one of these branch pepper mills before from Cam Laver of, I think it might be peppermill.ca. These sell on his website for $80. This one is $16, and they're just delightful. Like they're natural branches that he has finished off and he has made into pepper mills, pepper grinders. And I just think that they are a cool piece. And 16 versus 80 is always better math. Always. This is just such a cool little covered dish. So obviously it could be a covered butter or cheese or whatever you would like. So it's a handmade pottery dish. It is stamped on the bottom, and I just love the high dome of it. So this is $13. $13. I've looked at it 3 times. You'd think that I would remember between then and closing the lid, but my mind is a little snapped right now. You know how it is when you just have so many things going on and you're just kind of going, I can't remember anything. So I am in the list making stage of my life and leaving little sticky notes all over the place for myself to kind of stay on track. So love this. I just love the shape of that high dome, I think is where my head is at. Now I do have these little carrot dishes. I have 3, but I'm selling them individually because maybe you want them all, which is cool, buy them all. But if you only wanted one as part of your kind of Easter holiday decor, they're originally from Pier 1. And so I'm selling individually for $4. But I think these are just a super cute way for, your Easter table to have different nuts or Easter candies and that sort of thing out as part of your display. All right, I gotta show you this guy because he's staring at me and he's just so freaking adorable. So I've got this big, tall grass bunny. So he's got the basket with a carrot or 2 in there, and he's got his little burlap jacket on him. He still has his original price tag. So I'm selling him for $9.50, and his original price tag is $25 Canadian. So, yeah. He's just, look at the little face and a little vest, just super cute. Okay, you go sit there and look at me some more. All right. Just a cute little picture. So you've got the blue florals and the blue handle up on it. It doesn't really have any maker's marks on the bottom to speak of, but I just think that this is just such a cool pattern and design, just kind of really classic. Picture it with some like yellow tulips and pink tulips coming up, or the yellow daffodils when they hit in the season. It's just really, yes, you can put juices and iced tea and things like that in it, but just a cool design to have for florals as we start hitting into the spring floral season. $13 for that guy. Speaking of pottery, something dinged and I just didn't even see it. So if you just bought something and that's why it dinged, thanks. So just a cute little pottery bell. right? So it's got the little ringer on the inside. It's kind of in the caramel, tans, and blues. And this guy is $6 for the Pottery Belle. This is, oh, let's do a little more Easter. So I have this ribbed glass canister with the yellow ceramic lid with the bunny up top. And this is, oh, so he's $9, but he has a price tag on him from elsewhere for $18. So, okay, half price. So just a nice large size. And I love that you can see through. So if you were putting a lot of the eggs in there and things, then it's a cute little display and way of having it. I also have in a smaller size, kind of a rib jar as well, clear glass with the ceramic topper in white, a white sitting bunny this time. And he is $4.50. He or she, I don't know. They're just bunnies. They're just bunnies. All right. This is Mexican pottery. So Mexican redware pottery. It's got the handles, it's got the big sunflowers on the inside, and it has the matching spoon. And this is just perfect. So this is $12. This is just perfect as guacamole, pico de gallo, you know, like any of those kinds of things. I mean, we're coming into the season where usually this is where people start living off of guacamole and pico, and right, they're just, it just comes with summertime. So this is just a lovely little set. I love having the chunky spoon with it. I like having the handles on it. I just think that that's really adorable. This, okay, I love this little find. Now, this is an Anchor Hocking glass measuring cup, which, you know, kind of special in and of itself because this is a vintage one. I'm selling it for $9, but this is what makes this one unique. It has 3 pour spouts. So all working off of this so that you can pour forward, left, right, whatever works for you. So it works equally well if you're left or right-handed. Just so unique, so cool. I did see one of these sold on Etsy for $33. This one's $9. So they aren't an easy find, but I love that they're kind of a unique piece that way. I have this little Easter bowl dish. It's got little slightly raised pink polka dots. It's got the bunny face on it. And then it does have a little ceramic spoon with it saying Hoppy. Now, I would not leave it tied on, but it's tied on so it doesn't get separated from the dish. And this is from Mud Pie, which they do super cute and sweet things, for $7. Now, I do have a number of the double-handled old vintage Bunnykins mugs. This one is a rarer find because it is not a Bunnykins mug, it is Peter Rabbit. So 2 different images, both of which I pictured on the website for you. And it does say on the side by the handles, there were 4 little rabbits. And over here, it gives you the answer: Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. And you just don't see Peter Rabbit bowls and dishes and cups as often as you see any of the Bunnykins stuff. So this is $11. And the cheapest that I saw this online for, oh, I have my piece of paper up on my desk. I'm going to say 24. I'm going to say 24, but I think it was actually 36. But because I'm not remembering it perfectly, we'll go with the 24 because that's better. Just then I'm kinder. These little guys, just cute little salt and pepper shakers leading into the holiday season. I do think, I'm just feeling, because I think that there's one ear that there's a tiny chip off of, but I feel it. I can't really see it. So it's there somewhere. Okay, I think that might, anyway, it's not really noticeable. So $6.50 for these little guys, and they're just super cute. All right, I have this kind of lovely light blue ceramic milk bottle shaped vase or container, whichever way you want to look at it. It's Beach House from the Great Lakes, and it is $7. So it's a cool little accent piece where you want to add some of this kind of beachy blue color, and I think it's cute to use as a vase. You could certainly use it in the kitchen if you wanted as an actual creamer or that sort of thing on the table. That would be really sweet. This is a wood turned bowl in olive wood. So if I say it's an olive wood bowl, then people start thinking, oh, it's a wood bowl that you use for olives. You could use it for olives, but it's actual from olive wood and with a black and white inlay around the edges for $11. And I just love the natural patterning of this wood. So just beautiful. Another set of salt and pepper shakers for tonight are these cute little elephants. So salt and pepper in these in kind of this rustic kind of soft gray blue color with that faux distressing, $11 for these guys. And then I have this cornflower. This is cornflower pattern by Royal Albert. It's got the gold rim, so a little bit of the cornflower pattern here, a little bit on the back. This is for $9. And I did see this online for almost 35. But it's in great shape, and there's virtually nowhere to the gold rim at the top or the base of this. So it's just a really cute, lovely little picture. Last item up is I have two of these, selling them individually as well. So it's this lovely leaf shaped bowl. This is also originally, I think, from Pier 1. Yes, I'm going to go with that, but I put the sticker over top of it, but I'm pretty sure, and I think it's in the description. But such a nice, lovely little deep bowl, leaf shaped, definitely leaf patterned on the outside. You've got some of the vines on the inside, but they're actual ladybug dish. So you've got some little ladybugs that are crawling up the sides on there. So just super cute, super fun. $6 each for these. They were I think developed exclusively for Pier 1 when Pier 1 was a thing. So I don't think Pier 1's a thing anymore. So those I just thought these were so cute and so fun leading into, I'm thinking of spring already. Yeah, winter could come back and bite me in the butt by hitting with another big storm. We're still early March. We have been known to have snowstorms toward the end of March even, but it just feels like spring out there now. So I just thought, we're getting into Easter. That has a spring feel to it. So I'm bringing in some of the other spring things and lightening up the shop a little bit with some of those. That's what I've got for you tonight, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am going to have to figure out what's going on with Facebook. Facebook's not liking lives lately, and they're not letting you keep video on the channel. So it just might be Facebook. They keep changing things, and it's just doesn't like live stuff anymore. So YouTube, hanging in with you. So hopefully you're catching me here on this. Check out the videos this week. That always helps the channel tremendously. Even, I know that not every video fits everybody, but check them out. Definitely a child-friendly one this Friday. So if you're looking at some things for kids to do for Easter, I think that this is a cute one. Nice and easy for them, but get really cute results. And I think it's a little addictive because they can do so many different looks and so many different patterns and things. Check it out. You'll know what I mean. Thanks as always for tuning in. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Thank you all for your good wishes, your warm wishes for my mom and her recovery. She's coming along. She's a tough cookie. So I keep looking at her in awe and reminding myself that those are my genes. So maybe I'll be around till I'm 95, 96 too. That's my thought for the day. Looking forward to seeing you next week as always, guys. Thanks so much. See you then.